Assalamu alaikum. Our today's lecture is about the histology of the cartilage, which is in continuation with our previous lecture about the cartilage, in which we have discussed the histological features of the hyaline cartilage. In this lecture, we'll discuss the histological features of the elastic and the fibrocartilage, their distribution in the body, the few of the photomicrographs, the distinguishing features of the three types of the cartilage, the process of the chondrogenesis, and few of the medical applications. Elastic cartilage is composed of the abundant network of the fine elastic fibers along with the collagen fibers. The fresh elastic cartilage has a yellowish color owing to the presence of the elastin proteins in the elastic fibers. The elastic cartilage also composed of the perichondrium like the hyaline cartilage. It is located in the auricle of the ear, the walls of the external auditory meatus, epiglottis, cuneiform cartilage in the larynx. Elastic cartilage is composed of the specialized cells, the chondrocytes, which are embedded in a meshwork of the elastic fibers. But these chondrocytes, they are not grouped in the isogenous groups like the hyaline cartilage, but they occur singly in the elastic cartilage. And this matrix is composed of the glycosaminoglycans, the proteoglycans, and the multi-adhesive proteins. So combined with the elastic lamellae and the type 2 collagen fibers. Like the hyaline cartilage, it is also composed of the perichondrium, which is the dense irregular connective tissue comprising of the collagen fibers and the fibroblast cells. The chondroblast cells, they occur in the rows just below the perichondrium, which are the stem cells for the chondrocytes. So perichondrium is responsible for the nutrition, the blood vessels, and the lymphatics and the nerve supply of the chondrocytes. Now, elastic cartilage, the fibers of the elastic fibers, they are difficult to stain with a routine H&E stain. So the special stains, they are required to stain the elastic fibers. There are variety of the special stains like the Verhoef-Van-Jensen stains, the aldehyde Fuchsin stain, Vigard stains, Orison stains. So there are a variety of these special stains. These special stains like these aldehyde Fuchsin stain, they will stain the elastic fibers black, and also the Vigard stain, they will stain the elastic fibers black in color. So when they are stained differently, they can be distinguished from the routine H&E stained and the hyaline cartilage and the fibrocartilage. So what a beautiful photomicrograph this is of the elastic cartilage, clearly identifying and visualizing you all the components of the elastic cartilage. So when the elastic cartilage is stained, the main components of the elastic cartilage, they appear dark blue in color. The lacunae or the cavities, they are surrounded by the matrix, they appear lighter. The blue elastic fibers, they are clearly visualized at the edges, but they are difficult to distinguish deeper in the matrix. Now, there are some lacunae you can see here. They are organized into the pairs and are divided by a plate of the matrix. This plate can be clearly seen between the two lacunae. It forms as a result of the lacunae secreting the cartilage matrix between themselves. Now you can see the thick bundles of the collagen fibers arranged as irregularly dense connective tissue forming the perichondrium of the elastic cartilage on both its sides. The fibrocartilage. The fibrocartilage is present in the intervertebral discs, the symphysis pubis, the sternoclavicular joint, the temporomandibular joint, the menisci of the knee joint. So it serves as a tough cushion and supporting tissue of the bone. Histologically, the fibrocartilage is a combination of the hyaline cartilage and the dense connective tissue. The chondrocytes, they are arranged in the fibrocartilage singly and in rows. So they produce the type 2 collagen and other extracellular matrix components. The extracellular matrix is scanty in the fibrocartilage. The fibroblast cells and the dense bundles of the type 1 collagen, they gives the extra tensile strength to the tissue. The proteoglycans, they are relatively scarce, which makes the matrix more acidophilic. The perichondrium is absent in the fibrocartilage. So if the perichondrium is absent in the fibrocartilage, then how does the fibrocartilage acquires its nutrition? So find out. Now these are the special stains to stain the fibrocartilage. You can see the reddish color of the thick collagen bundles, and in these bundles the chondrocytes, they are arranged in the rows and singly. So very distinguishing from the elastic and the hyaline cartilage. And you can see here the surrounding matrix is very thin. The collagen bundles, they are composed of the fibroblast cells, which are responsible for the secretion. So this is also a special stain which is staining them the collagen bundles blue in color. Now all the types of the cartilages, that is the elastic cartilage, the hyaline cartilage and the fibrocartilage, they are all derived from the pluripotent tissue, the mesenchymal tissue, in a process which is called the chondrogenesis. So the cartilage formation or the chondrogenesis, the first indication is that these stellate shaped cells of the mesenchyme, they will withdraw their processes and they will become more rounded in structure. So they will proliferate by the mitosis, and so much so that they are abundant and tightly packed with each other. Now these rounded structures, they are called the chondroblast cells, and they have the little matrix in between them tightly packed with each other. Now these chondroblast cells in the center, they will secrete the extracellular matrix and they will become far apart from each other. And so as the chondroblast cells of the periphery, they remain as the chondroblast cells. So these chondroblast cells in the center first, they will secrete all the extracellular matrix. Then these chondroblast cells, they will group together and isolate them in the isogenous groups in 2, 4, or 8 cells, forming the hyaline cartilage, and then they are called the chondrocytes. So these chondroblast cells in the deeper matrix, they will transform into the chondrocytes. They will acquire a space or the lacunae around themselves and the special glycosaminoglycans, which will become adherent with the extracellular matrix. Whereas the cells at the periphery, they will remain as the chondroblast cells and they will align horizontally as a stem cells for the chondrocytes. The dense collagen fibers or the perichondrium is also derived from the mesenchymal cells. The fibroblast cells of the dense connective tissue, they are also derived from the mesenchymal cells and they will form the perichondrium at the periphery. Now, the cartilage will grow both by the process of interstitial growth and the appositional growth. The interstitial growth is the linear growth, and the appositional growth is the growth in the width. Now, this is a summary of the cartilage, all the three types of the cartilages, their distinguishing features and their similarities between the hyaline cartilage, the elastic cartilage, and the fibrocartilage. So as we have previously discussed, the hyaline cartilage is present in the fetal skeleton, the epiphyseal plates, the articular surfaces of all synovial joints, the costal cartilages, the cartilages of the nose, the larynx, rings of the trachea, and the plates of in the bronchi. The elastic cartilage is present in the pinna of the ear, external acoustic meatus, cartilage of the larynx, that is the epiglottis, the corniculate, and the cuneiform cartilages. The fibrocartilage is less in distribution. It is present in the intervertebral discs of the symphysis pubis, the articular disc of the sternoclavicular and the temporomandibular joints, the menisci of the knee joints. So hyaline cartilage is basically responsible for resisting the compression, provides a cushion, smooth and low friction surface for the joints, and provides the structural support in the respiratory system, that is the larynx, trachea, and the bronchi. It forms the foundation for the development of the fetal skeleton and further endochondral bone formation and the bone growth. So the most abundant cartilage in the body is the hyaline cartilage. The elastic cartilage, it provides the flexible support. The fibrocartilage is responsible to resist the deformation under the stress. So as we have discussed, the hyaline cartilage and the elastic cartilage, they possess the perichondrium, and which is responsible to give them their nutrition. Except in the hyaline cartilage, the articular surfaces, they are devoid of the perichondrium. The fibrocartilage has no perichondrium. Now, the hyaline cartilage and the fibrocartilage, they undergo the process of the calcification during the aging process, but the elastic cartilage does not show any signs of the calcification. The main cell types are the chondroblast and the chondrocytes in the elastic and the hyaline cartilage, whereas the chondrocytes and the fibroblast cells, they are present in the fibrocartilage. The extracellular matrix is composed of the type 2 collagen fibers in the hyaline cartilage and the elastic cartilage, but the elastic cartilage has, along with the type 2 collagen fibers, the elastic fibers also, which is the characteristic feature of the elastic cartilage, is also present in the elastic cartilage. The fibrocartilage is comprised of the type 1 and type 2 collagen fibers, which are secreted by the fibroblast cells. So all the types of the cartilages, they grow interstitially and appositionally, and the growth is limited in the adults. The repair process or the regeneration ability of the cartilage is very limited, and it commonly forms the scars resulting in the fibrocartilage formation. So a few of the medical applications. So osteoarthritis, you must be familiar, commonly used term. This is the inflammation of the joints in the old age. And there is a gradual loss or the changed properties of the hyaline cartilage that lines the articular surfaces of the bones in the joints. So weight-bearing joints, they are mostly infected like the knee, hip, wrist, and fingers. So fragments released by the wear and tear trigger the secretions of the matrix in the adjacent tissues, which exaggerate the damage and cause pain and inflammation within the joints. The benign tumors of the cartilage, they are called the chondromas, whereas the malignant tumors, they are called the chondrosarcoma. So you must be familiar with these commonly used medical applications about the cartilage, because there is also a one number SCQ among the SCQ questions. The one mark is for the medical applications also. So this is all about the cartilage. So we have completed the cartilage, the elastic cartilage, the fibrocartilage, and previously we have discussed the hyaline cartilage. So if you have any queries, then contact me at the WhatsApp group. Thank you.